You can get PD online, you can get PD in so many different formats. What is so special about a conference, and what I think we really try to capitalize and create those experiences, is those human connections, those in-person connections that are not as easily, able to really happen in an online environment.
When you get individuals in power that believe that they heard it from an expert, then they start creating policy based on what this person that's an expert said to them. Now you're changing, you're shaping policy within school systems, within teaching and learning. That's where my problem kind of lies, because we don't know what we don't know as it pertains to AI. Even the whole concept of original thought, original work, because now every product has AI in it.
I think there's such a panic sometimes that, oh my God, we don't have an AI policy. And what we've been saying is, let's just take a deep breath and look at what policies we have and whether we need to update them.
This year, AI is definitely here.
Yeah.
And last year we saw the first part of it where it was just like, let's look at some tools and ideas. And now it's actually getting to the point where we would see the next iteration, which is like, how do we use it thoughtfully, and what are the guidelines, and and I feel like we've passed the peak of the hype cycle, and now we're getting into like where the real work is done.
So my CIA of education is all about creativity, inclusion, and accessibility. Those three things are so very important for all students, but especially students who may have areas of diverse learning style.
When I got my first job at PS16 in Staten Island, my principal said, "Oh, look, there's a smartboard in your room." I was like, "Oh, that's great." I was like, "I'll play with that."
Yeah.
Which led me to get my instructional technology master's degree in 2009, and the rest is history.
From college dropout to 20 to watch.
My first interview ever, got this job that I have right now, and I was like, wow, I knew quite a bit about it because I asked those questions to prepare myself. Now, you're never 100% ready. So any of the listeners that are here, they're saying like, man, I want to do that, but maybe they won't hire me. But maybe they will. Maybe they will.
In New York State, there are BOCES. BOCES are kind of like cooperative educational services for districts. So we provide training, but we also provide school for students who need additional school that might not fit where they are. But we also have wonderful opportunities for students to grow in different ways.
Like, how do we scaffold those creative literacy skills? And to me, that starts by being offline in a space that we can all agree on and we all feel comfortable with, either uncomfortable together or comfortable with a game that we already know.
I know schools were cutting libraries and librarians for a while. And I've always been the biggest proponent of saying we need to invest more in our libraries and our librarians and those who work in that space.
I always think about when we talk about artificial intelligence, again, it's going to be something that is so integrated into so many facets of our lives, if it hasn't already been integrated.
This is my biggest advice I'll give an educator, and I'm going to keep it quick. Take time for yourself throughout the year. We're just starting the school year. You don't want to get burned out early. Take time for yourself. Have those moments where you can just stop and breathe and smell the roses.
Mine would be, remember why you're here. Remember why we're doing what we're doing. And there's going to be a lot of times when there'll be, especially for our leaders out there and teachers too, they get a lot of things thrown at them throughout the year, and you're going to hear a lot of noise. And this, of course, is a political year with the election of the president. So a lot of other noise, and just as much as you can, just always center yourself back on that passion and the joy of why we do what we do every day in education.